national regulator, the FCA, and regularly interacts with industry for future regulation. That conversation is helping the UK be a leader in the market. We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As guys, I'm feeling real good today. We have a lot of important things we need to discuss. But first, I have to say, for those of you in my OnlyFans community, a new post has been put up of a recent Q&A I did with my Discord community. In addition, we will be having a Q&A at 10 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Please stay tuned for that. But now, let's get into the content for the day. And I have a perspective builder for all of you. Before I made any real money in life, I defaulted on 4 credit cards. Before I became a great investor, I lost $500,000. Before I became a good businessman, I dissolved my first LLC. Before I succeeded with YouTube, I made some shitty ass content. I am a professional failure, and that is why I succeed. Ladies and gentlemen, if there's something I preach is you must try, never quit, and fail upwards. Something I like to call myself is an eternal student. Ladies and gentlemen, I have friends with degrees. I have friends with LLCs, and I have friends with felonies, and you better believe I learn from every single one of them. That's how you become the new 1%. Don't get it twisted, guys. You have to learn from every possible source you can. That is how you continue to grow, and that's what we're trying to do here every single day. And ladies and gentlemen, I have a hypothesis for what's going to happen for the future of the crypto market. In my personal opinion, I believe 4-year cycles are dead. Finito. And there's 3 powerful reasons why. First, I believe the adoption curve of this technology has passed the point of no return, where this has reached the mass public through the NFT craze. We now have a critical mass of people that understand and are willing to adopt this technology. We also need to understand that a key difference between crypto and the internet.com bubble is that back then nothing like that has ever existed before, but now it's much easier to adopt digital currencies than the internet. That is going to accelerate the speed at which people adopt these digital assets. You also need to understand that we have a massive financial crisis, which these digital assets were created to be a solution for. This massive financial crisis could be upon us at any given moment, most likely second half of 2022 or early 2023 max latest. That is how close we are. So with all that being said, we have 2 more factors at play. Bitcoin, in my opinion, will no longer be the king of the crypto space. We have Ethereum merging, becoming proof of stake, the triple halvening coming. Now it has been delayed yet again to no one's surprise. But regardless of when it gets adopted, it will be coming to the forefront. And in my opinion, will allow Ether to be more climate compliant. Also, we have this external variable that we never had before of XRP going through this SEC case and the real potential of it being adopted and the first crypto to have full-blown regulatory clarity after this case. This Rippleverse SEC case is the opening of Pandora's box for the entire crypto market. Trillions upon trillions upon trillions upon trillions of dollars will flow into this space. And we have billionaires already letting you know that.
When we get policy and the regulator regulates, that's not a negative thing. The spigots of capital are going to flood into this sector like you've never seen. And so for those of us that can invest in it now, you're getting ahead of what's going to be a huge wave of interest when policy occurs. I predict in the next 10 years that crypto, blockchain, Bitcoin, all of this innovation will be the 12th sector of the S&P. Now, why do I say that? Because Bitcoin is not a coin, it's software. Ethereum is software. Avalanche is software. Helium is software. Solana is software. It's all software. And the smartest hands over keyboards today in the world are developing on the chain and bringing innovation to financial services, which in the end is the largest sector on earth. Now, what we need is policy. We need government to catch up with us so that we don't lose leadership in America to this very important 12th sector of the economy.
You see, ladies and gentlemen, what I like doing is listening to people in positions of power who are richer and more successful than I am, and copy and paste what they do into my life. If I park my pennies next to billionaire dollars, my pennies will eventually turn into dollars. That's all I'm trying to do. Let's Kakashi Sensei wealth strategies from the elite into our lives. Ladies and gentlemen, something that resonated with me today was this post by Kevin Cage stating it's obvious that the total market cap will exceed $10 trillion for the crypto space this decade. Wish we had one more chance to buy back when we only had a $100 billion market cap, but we're up almost 20 times since then over the past few years alone. These companies are all hiring for crypto jobs, and them hiring for jobs is showing the growth of this sector, what O'Leary claims to be the 12th sector of the S&P. Look at all these companies: Citi, Visa, Intel, Hulu, Meta, Apple, Nvidia, PayPal, Google, Fidelity. You see the list. Ladies and gentlemen, I read this book once. It was one of the best books as far as investing's concerned I've ever read. It's called Technical Analysis Using Multiple Time Frames by Brian Shannon. The reason it's so important is because it gives you the opportunity to gauge different styles of how people play the market. Personally speaking, I like to call myself an excellent long-term investor who occasionally dabbles in swing trades. I am far from a day trader, and I'm far from the best technical analysts in this space. However, because of my time frames and because I've chosen to be a long-term investor, this allows me to step back and watch the overall trends. Ladies and gentlemen, the overall trend is that if you're in this damn market for a prolonged period of time, your money has no choice but to grow. You have no options but to make money. That is the beautiful fact of the matter. However, this point must be stressed. There comes a point every so often where massive moves are going to happen, and we must brace for them. And in my opinion, we have two massive events to plan for that will make us more money than anything that has ever existed before. The first thing we need to plan for is the fact that I believe this altcoin season is going to begin soon. A lot of people about 2 days ago were crying, when we went down 5%. And then those same people were happy. Yay! Yay! When we went up by the same damn percent. Those people aren't gonna make it. Those people are children. The people that are really gonna make it are those that brace for the monstrous moves. I believe this altcoin season is upon us. Remember that Zilliqa move that occurred the other day where it went up 200% in just 2 to 3 days. That's how quick you can miss these runs up. That's why you must be in the tokens that are your horses for this altcoin season before it begins. I have my positions locked and loaded, and all it is waiting and then reacting when the profits are there. The second event we need to brace for is this monstrosity of a crash that will happen across all sectors after this altcoin season is said and done, after this blow off the top moment across all markets. I don't know the reason that they'll give for why everything crashes, but it will happen. Those two moments are what we in this channel are planning for, and that's what we're gonna get. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this was an interview with Raoul Pal and Leah Halpern discussing whether or not they believe the 4-year cycles are over. And I think you're going to like what they had to say.
This idea of these 4-year cycles driven by Bitcoin's halving is over. I personally don't know where I stand on that. Where do you stand on that?
Yeah, I think it's over because the market is much larger than it was and Bitcoin is not as dominant. So at the margin, the 4-year cycle will have an impact, but not as large an impact. For example, the ETH 2.0 thing is going to create a potential dynamic that's different. I think the cycles have changed. You know, over time, these very volatile trends get less volatile. And we saw that with Amazon in its early days. It was like up and down 95%, then 65%, and then it just gets less and less and less because more people are in the network.
The Leah Halpern Show.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys get a sense of where I'm at here. It's not just me that thinks 4-year cycles are over. Raoul Pal thinks so as well. ETH 2.0, this XRP case, and this financial crisis could be reasons. The reason that's important is because if that is in fact the case, and 4-year cycles are over, then this massive crash that we all know is going to come to both traditional markets and the crypto space will be short-lived, and the recovery will be quicker than we expect. We'll have a quick window to take profits on the way up, and we'll have an even quicker window to take profits at low entry points. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before I played that clip, I stressed I did not know what was going to cause this massive financial collapse, but I can speculate. Invasion, health crisis, supply chain crisis, and here the potential for cyber attacks is accelerating. Cybersecurity experts representing 30 NATO countries are fighting a simulated digital war this week. Remember when the IMF, headed by Israel, also simulated a cyber attack on the financial system. Here, we have this health crisis lockdowns in China, and commercial ships are waiting offshore after strict lockdowns. Ladies and gentlemen, the food shortage is upon us. Supply chain crisis is upon us. Energy crisis is upon us. Cyber attacks are upon us. There is nothing good happening in the world right now. But in my personal opinion, crypto, they are hard assets, and they are a bet against the failure of traditional finance and the entire planet. They will be part of the new infrastructure that will solve all these problems. And this is why Bitcoin maxis frustrate the hell out of me. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to present to you 2 clips back to back of Tone Vase talking down XRP, calling it a scam, saying you do not need XRP because you don't need a currency in between 2 other currencies to complete transactions and settlements. And then I want you all to hear a clip of Jack Mallers, who announced in Bitcoin Miami that he was essentially going to copy and paste XRP's use case to Bitcoin. Please look at this irrational behavior as we continue to understand how important our digital asset is. The hypocrisy is real, but it's okay. If you can't beat us, they'll try to copy us. Please take a listen.
Ripple was always a scam coin because what they've done is actually, in my view, very illegal, and we have 100 years of financial laws to prevent these kinds of scams. They made up a reason for the existence of this token. You don't need a currency in the middle in your currency conversions. If you are converting your US dollars to, say, the Filipino peso, which is a big remittance corridor, you don't need a crazy made-up token in the middle to convert your dollars into ripples and then ripples into the Filipino peso. You just need better database technology to convert the US dollar directly into the peso in a more efficient way.
What in heaven's name are you talking about?
I mean, this is a payments network that could move value anywhere in the world at no cost in real time, and anyone can build on top of it. It's more inclusive, more innovative. And so I'm just saying, if I wanted to, for example, move dollars to euros, I could take dollars out of your Chase account, turn it into Bitcoin,
zip it across the planet in real time. It's the only physical bearer instrument that can move and settle at the speed of light, and then convert it back into euros.
But how does it work? Hey, we finally got our money 2.5 hours later, $199.01. Not sure where the 99 cents went, but money's on our phone. They got special lines for people paying in Bitcoin. Okay, so we got our groceries, but not because we paid in Bitcoin. They said that their transaction had been canceled. It showed that it had gone through on our account, so we're down about $14. This is the second time we've tried to use Bitcoin with Strike Wallet here in El Salvador, and we're 0 for 2.
Well, there you have it. The complete flip-flop of narratives. I'm sure Tone Vase is a big advocate for what Jack Mallers did. However, what he stated about XRP is contrary to what he probably believes now. Also, Bitcoin in El Salvador, 0 for 2. Doesn't seem like the future of finance to me. What I can tell you the future of finance is, though, is what the Bank for International Settlements as well as the IMF discussed earlier this week. Kristalina Georgieva and Julia Chatterley, as well as Augustin Carstens, stated central bank digital currencies can provide a digital version of cash, deepen financial inclusion, and improve cross-border payments. Now, an interesting thing you guys need to understand about this conversation is Julia Chatterley was at the front lines of covering Ripple and XRP for a long time. And here on the screen, you can see one of the numerous interviews that she has had with CEO Brad Garlinghouse. Ladies and gentlemen, she was a big XRP advocate before the SEC case, and now she's taken a step back. However, you better believe she is very well aware of what XRP is trying to do. And the fact that she's the one discussing CBDCs, financial inclusion, and improving cross-border payments with the head of the IMF and the head of the BIS is not an accident. She's at the front lines of this financial paradigm shift. The IMF and the BIS have both had meetings with Ripple. Both are probably extremely fond of XRP. As we've speculated in the past, I'm going to speculate again. After everything is said and done, we'll realize that all this language they use is universal. Financial inclusion and cross-border payments are the use cases that Ripple and XRP have stated on their website time and time and time and time again. There are no more coincidences. Everything is the synchronistic rollout of this new financial system and XRP adoption. A lot of people like to say not everything has to do with XRP. And personally, I disagree. When we're talking about all the money you have to realize how big and how high this goes. This goes higher than Jay Clayton and Gary Gensler's pay grade. This goes to the highest levels of the world's financial elite. And you better believe all these figures tied in with Ripple coming out at the same time discussing all these things is not an accident. Brace for impact, guys. This show is just getting started. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
It's all risky. The minute you were born, it got risky. If you think trying is risky, wait till they hand you the bill for not trying. If you think investing is risky, wait till you get the tab for not investing. See, it's all risky. Getting married is risky. Having children is risky. Going into business is risky. Investing your money is risky. It's all risky. I'll tell you how risky life is. You're not going to get out alive.